Hello. I know I'm a bit early, so but this is the first one that we've done. So if you're watching this back as well, so I've got to remember I'm talking to live and not live. So, but this is Evesham Noticeboards to members only, our first webinar, which is to cover online support to make the most of your membership. So I'm just going to wait till 1:30, but if you have joined, then that's great. There is a chat option, but I think you have to be using the app to do that. Hopefully it'll be quiet here, and you can all hear me okay, and that everything's okay. So yeah, I think Evesham Noticeboard for you guys, the members, to know that we are just about to hit 40,000 members, and I think, yeah, any time now we're at 39,900 and something like that. You know, it's a lot. And so I've got today ready for you a little presentation to talk about how to make the most of your membership. And just one moment, I'm just going to go and grab something. Just a moment. Close the door so I don't get interrupted, but there's just little old me here anyway. So, but I think it's nice for the first one to be prepared. I know if you're watching this back, it might not look the most professional, but as I said, this is my first webinar. So we're just going to share the link out to the webinar so that people can see. And those that have said they want to join or watch later, that's fine as well. And I'm just going to check with a colleague that my sound is working and that you can all hear me, because that would be the worst, to record all of this and spend an hour or 40 minutes, whatever it is, doing this, and then nobody can hear me. That would just be soul destroying. So it's just coming up to 6:30 now. Sadly, Kim couldn't make it today to join us, but she has given me some pointers for you to talk about. Yeah. Okay. So it is now 6:30. So as I said, welcome to Evesham Noticeboard members. This is for businesses and charities and not-for-profits. This benefits you all if you use Facebook and if you're listed on Evesham Noticeboard's directory. So first off, we're going to be talking about Evesham Noticeboard, your website directory. So the dashboard that you've got there and the options and the facilities that you can use that for. We want to make sure that you're maximizing your membership. We've also got some information regarding the articles, community articles, newsletters, and our What's On guide that is really popular. And we also have some top tips for posting in Evesham Noticeboard, the main Facebook group. So I will start now with I'm going to share my screen. Again, new to all this. And we shall see which one, make sure I've got it right. Okay. So I've done that right. No. Okay. Okay, so Some of you will recognize this. This is your dashboard for Evesham Noticeboard. So this is a website directory. Some of you use it and some of you don't. And some of you probably haven't seen it since you started your account. And that's why we're doing this webinar as well, is to make sure that you are using the most of your membership. So the dashboard here, so you can sign in to your dashboard in the top here. So this would normally be, I'm not going to click log out, but this is when you go to eveshamnoticeboard.co.uk, you can click login. If you're struggling to find your login, then please email me. I can send you a new password if you haven't got it, but it will be your main email address that you signed in with. So you can log into your Evesham Noticeboard dashboard. And then what we would suggest that you do, if you haven't done this for a while, is to check your details. So we're going to go to the dashboard there. And this gives us everything you need. So you can use that to say that you're proud to be recommended on Evesham Noticeboard. It gives you your joining date and your QR code to your listing. So you can use this QR code to share as well. So to manage your profile, manage your dashboard and really make the most of it, you need to make sure that your contact details are up to date. Now, sorry if this is patronizing to some of you. I'm sure you can skip past it. But I'm just going to check and make sure that everyone is online and that they can get online. So, like I said, people can watch this back anyway. So we're just going to make sure that in this area here, in your contact details, that everything is in here. Now, I'm naughty, my phone number's in there, and that should be. So you can make sure you've got your phone number, that you've got your business name correct, you've got your address correct, you've got your website links, you've got your social media links. I mean, on here, if you started a TikTok page, let's say, then you've got a TikTok link that you can copy that into. WhatsApp, if you've got a WhatsApp group, and a YouTube channel, all those things that, you know, you should be, this all helps for your SEO as well. So when people are typing into search engines and they're looking for your business, or they're looking for contact details, or, you know, this is where they're going to see this information as well. And they're outbound links, which are really useful for all businesses. So that's your contact details. That's just making sure that's up to date, and it's the same with your profile picture. So your profile picture is the similar that you see in Facebook. In your social media platforms, you have a profile picture and you have a cover picture, which is called profile cover, but it's pretty much the same. So this is what's going to make your profile look really nice. So this is the landing page that people are going to come to, and they're going to see, you know, that you've got a logo and that you look really professional, and this is the information about you. So the listing details, this is your categories, and it depends on what membership level you are in, how many categories you can go into. If you're unsure, again, please just let me know. So we're in the Abbey, so we've got 10 categories. So you can select, you can select the categories that suit your business. That started in the main categories in the contact details, and then the subcategories are in listing details. But it is really easy to, once you go through step by step. So you check the ones that are in there. So I can tick marketing consultant as well. You can do your year that you started, your opening hours. This is really important because this all shows on your profile. So remember to save and continue. Now, probably one of the pages that isn't utilized the most on the website is your profile page, your listing page. And this is the main information. So this is where you write about yourself, and it's great, again, for SEO. You can add images. It's really easy to do, really easy to use. And if you see up here, you can make things bold, you can add emojis, you can do colored text. So you can make this landing page look quite good. And as you can see, we've added a lot of text in there, and we've added some images. Some people really use this and it works really well. Other people haven't used it as much. So Again, remember, if you change this, to save and continue. And then this is the last part of it, which is your service areas. Now mine should be complete. Yep. So I've got in there, I'm listed in 3 locations. And this is because we're a local directory. And this is really important. This is how businesses are getting found on the website. So if this isn't complete, please make sure you do. With a lot of our members, we do try and go in and help and check these as well. But if you haven't, it's worth you going in, because it might be that there's another area on there that you would like to see, or an area that you don't want to be in. So for instance, you might not want to be in Pershore, or you might not want to be in Broadway. You might want to actually narrow it down even more and say Hampton, and you can do that as well. You know, you can do Fladbury and any of the villages, Badsey. So that's a really good area as well. So that's, again, this is called search engine optimization, and this is what's helping us be found online. So it's really important to do this area as well. Again, this is the last page. So once you've done that, if you click back to the dashboard, that will be your listing complete. Now, it doesn't look very good here, but just to give you an idea, this is how it looks on the actual website. You can't see that, can you? I've just realised. So I don't know what I have to share. Excuse me, I'll through each one. But there you go. So this is how it looks on the actual website. So when somebody is searched in for a graphic designer or for someone in marketing, this is the website page that they see. So from the top there, you can see it says send message. They can write a review. You can see that we're a verified member, and you can see the locations that we serve there. This member serves all locations. The specialities tab, which is there, where you can see the categories that we have covered. Again, if someone is typing in, they're looking for marketing or graphic design or advertising, this is going to come up in our website at the top there when they search for it. So we're going to come up, and if there's other people doing what we do, they'll show as well. It's also got the links to our profiles. Now, again, we're naughty, we've got to update ours. There are, all your links will be showing on there. So there you go. That's a listing on your website. You have to excuse me. So that is the listing. Yep, as you can see. So once you've done this, you can then share this link at the top. That's your URL to this page. And you can share that, and with the badge, the green badge that says proud to be recommended Evesham Noticeboard, and that is a link directly. This is what we share. Sometimes you'll see us when somebody says they're looking for a dog groomer, or for somebody in a certain category of business, a plumber, or they're looking for a birthday present, then we might be sharing a link to a beauty salon, or to like whatever category it is. And we'll be sharing that link there in the top, which is your URL. And I've just realised I don't think you can see it on there, but that's cool. That's fine. Okay, so that is the link. That is your using your dashboard, using your website. So the next area that we're going to go to now is to say the group posting. So how to make the most of using Facebook. So I'm just going to bring up. There you go. Okay, so we'll just run through this. And we'll present it full screen, and I'll just run through this. So this is really important. This is for us guys to make the most of the Facebook group, which is where a lot of the value of your membership comes from. So, okay. So group passwords. So this is where we're going to be maximizing your reach within the Evesham Noticeboard, the Facebook group. So we recommend posting 3 times a week. And some of you do, and some of you don't do as much, or you do too much. So as a rule, this is what we suggest. But that's because we don't want to switch people off with overposting, but also we want to keep people in the loop and have that repetition that builds a reputation that we want in the community. So the repetition and the consistency of having posts out there and choosing different days and times to do that. And we would suggest avoiding weekends. Sometimes they can be, especially during the summer months, they can be a bit quieter on the group. And I mean, it's good to look on the group and check to see if somebody's looking for your services. But unless you're a weekend business, then we would be avoiding the weekends if that's not what you're looking for. So the next way to make the most of this is to make sure you are talking to your target audience. And you can do that, some of you will know, by creating customer personas. And, it isn't guesswork. You can really home in onto the information about your prospective customer and what you want to say to them. You can find out what's making them tick, and then you can help connect with them better. So remember, we are talking to locals. We are talking to people in your community. We're not national franchise businesses, and we don't need to create content that talks to millions of people and creates this huge overproduced commercial or advert. So we would suggest, and I'm sorry you can't see it because my head is in the way, but it does say there, don't be afraid to use surveys and polls. And that's to create your customer persona and to see, so that you can learn what are your customers looking for. So if you're in business, don't be afraid, please. We do it. It's really good feedback. Ask your customers what they think. If you're trialing a new service or you're thinking of doing something new, then it's a great way to do this. I mean, we've seen Felton's restaurant in Evesham, when they opened, before they actually opened, they put out a questionnaire to say, what would everyone think of having a bistro restaurant in Evesham? Do you think it would work? And it was, it was really huge, hundreds of comments and lots of engagement, and that built on as well. And I think the customers and the people in the groups, they like to be asked. They like to be asked for their opinion. So it's really important to use polls and surveys to get that understanding of who your customers are and what you're talking about, because that's going to help create the content that you want as well. Then you're not going to create something that's going to turn someone off. So the second thing that we'd recommend is you always use a call to action. You might see this shortened, abbreviated to CTA, call to action. And that's the thing that makes people press buttons and click go and use your services, or it might make them save your details so they can use them when the time is right. But we always say, please add a call to action on a post. And I know it's difficult because sometimes you get excited and you just post, and people presume that everybody knows who you are and everybody knows where you are, and and if they want to know more, then they should just click and go to it, and but it's not always like that, and people people just don't want to be distracted. They don't want to go off site. They want to be able to have that information there and then, and to be able to take that action. You don't want them to get sidetracked and then think, well, actually, I'm going to Google and see what other businesses in the area. So if you've got a link to your website, that is a call to action. A phone number is a call to action. Email address is a call to action. An event link is a call to action. And I suppose a link to Evesham Noticeboard is a call to action. So anything that's making people click, it really is. It's helpful to your potential audience and to the group members, but it's also very good insights for you and for us, because we can see how many people clicked on a link. So when you look at the metrics of social media posting in the group, we can say, well, this post was seen by 3,000 people, and 5 of those or 10 of those clicked on the link, and some of them clicked on a picture and viewed it. So it gives you a bit more insights into that. But do be aware that it's not always there are lurkers on Facebook. There are people who don't click and don't like and don't share. They are there. They are there, and there are more of them than you will realise. So if you're not getting the likes on your post, or you feel like it's not performing well, then it is difficult to know. But we do know there are lots of lurkers in the group who don't always use what's out there. So the next one, sorry, is your videos and TikToks. So yeah, we are seeing loads of really good videos and content being made on TikTok and in general on Instagram and on Reels on Facebook. Now, some people are sharing them into Evesham Noticeboard Facebook group, and we really recommend that you do that because they do really well. Videos are growing massively, and it gives that instant information, and it engages people quickly. So using videos and your TikToks in Evesham Noticeboard is a really useful and quick and easy way to get a post out. So if you created something in TikTok, you can select the option to the little arrow with the down, and you can select that, and it will allow you to download the video, and then you can upload it to Evesham Noticeboard or to your business platform, your Meta Business Suite, and share it out to all the groups. And this really helps, and it doesn't crop it. It shows it as it is. So it's a really useful tool to do. So please do cross share your videos and TikToks. Yeah. So mix it up, because sometimes we see posts that are all the same, and it might be that sometimes you think the only time you need to post is when you've got something to, you've got an event, or you've got a new item or a new service, and it's not always about that. Sometimes it's about just sharing frequently asked questions, or it's about your personality or your team staff. So even though it can feel daunting to share a personality online, it is what people buy into, and it's something that in sales we know is know, like, trust, and it's really important in a community like Evesham that people see the people behind the business, the real people. So believe in yourself and share a photo of you or your team, or a video of them all. Yeah, so this is another one on Evesham Noticeboard, and we see it across many groups as well. If you are using images with text on, so that's great if it's a headline, if it's it's just a photograph with a headline on the top and maybe certain images like a logo on it and things like that. That's cool. But when people are actually uploading documents, screenshotting a document which is maybe a Word document with all text on it from top to bottom, it doesn't matter how much you zoom in, you can't read it. So it's not very user friendly to do that. We wouldn't be recommending that you use images with lots of text, or uploading a poster with loads of information on, because if you look at it yourself, when you're looking at it on a PC, it's completely different to how it is on a telephone. And I don't know if you've ever experienced it, but when you try and zoom in, it doesn't always, it gets to a point where it just blurs. So, and that's a real shame, because you could have spent a lot of time creating that content and making all that information ready for the people, and you don't put it in the post because you think, oh, it's in the image, so they don't need to. So we would avoid that. I would think it is better to do one or two things. Either put the text actually in the post, which I know some people say don't put too much information in there, but it does. People do read posts. They read poems on Facebook posts, actually. So that I think you can do that. I think you can put, depends on what the topic is. You can do that, or preferably you would have a link in there to direct them. So you would give them a taster of what the text is, enough to make them and draw them to click the link to read the whole article, or to read the whole poster, all the information that's on. But if there's a lot on, then sharing it in an image is too much. You could always split it up as well. So you could have images with just text, with the small, like a headline, and then do like a reel and have 5 or 6. So if you've got services and you wanted to share them all, and there's 15 services. You could do it as a slideshow, and one at a time, because clarity and keeping things nice and simple is the key to using to post in your business on Evesham Noticeboard and to all Facebook groups, really. Again, we can't stress this enough, and this is one of Kim's, our content creator, one of her top tips as well, is to be authentic. And remember, we are talking to local people here. So when we create posts in Canva, and some of the content that people are creating locally is fantastic, and it looks like it's coming from an advertising agency, and we're not saying don't do that, but I think we have to be mindful as well that we are talking to an area here and to your audience. So we want to be authentic. We don't want it to be too salesy. You don't want to switch people off. And having some great designs out there is lovely on websites and things like that. But actually, in your social media posts, when you're talking to a community group with 40,000 people, you don't want it to become an advert which could be seen anywhere. You want it to show character. And sometimes that character is, like we've said, showing the people who are in the business, the customers who are in the business, a real product, and maybe a video or something that shows something from the business, or just something really like asking a question and engaging in that way. So like I said, it's really important to remember who you're talking to within this industry. So yeah, we still use hashtags, and we use them in the group all the time. And obviously we don't do it in capitals. That was just the slideshow was designed like this. But yeah, we would recommend when you use hashtags. I mean, sometimes we see it and people go crazy with hashtags. I think years ago there's an ambulance going past. So years ago, people were using a lot of hashtags like 20 or 30, and it's too much. And they recommend about 6 hashtags, because otherwise you can just get lost as well. And but that is how you are if people are searching for a certain topic in the town and they go to Facebook and they type it in, this is how it's going to come up. It also works in Google, so some of your posts will be found that way. So for Evesham, there's some recommended ones that we'd suggest that you use. So definitely use Love Evesham, because we do love Evesham. We've got a business here, you've got a community group, you want people, you want customers. And this is a hashtag that the Evesham Placeboard team have been flying, that Visit Evesham team have been flying, that lots of businesses, and also Evesham Noticeboard has been flying the flag for it as well. Another one is to definitely hashtag your area. So is it Evesham, is it Pershore, whatever area you want to do it. Sometimes I put hashtag Evesham and Pershore. Sometimes I'll put Worcestershire as well. Then you can also hashtag your industry. So mine could be mine could be marketing or social media posts, or and you'll see it when you start typing how popular that hashtag is and how many times it's been used. And if you get, sometimes it's a risk if there's no one, if you're the first one to do it, well, it might take off. But I tend to stick with the ones that have got a lot of uses and that are popular, and you get trending hashtags as well. So in your industry, so use those. So if you're in the dog walking industry, you're using dog walks, hashtag dog walks Evesham, things like that, and the other way around as well. So that is hashtags. And I hope I'm not boring anyone too much. It will soon be over. So you can create events on Facebook as well. And it's not metrics to see how many people are coming. And, we use them for our networking events, and we see businesses use them all the time. And we use it for Love Evesham Day as well. And we'll use it for the Love Evesham Awards Night, which I will move on to later. So the creating an event on Facebook is just another tool. It's another way of raising the profile of an event or something that you've got going on in your business. And if your business doesn't have events, like, you don't have a regular thing happening, an event can still be your business anniversary date. That can be an event. And, and if you've got, then if you have got a business and you've got a new menu launching, or you've got a new product, or you actually do have events happening, then create an event on Facebook and share it out. Add the logos, add the banners. Again, these actually come up in Google, so it's not a bad thing to be using. You'll get, once one person has clicked interested or liked or going, you've probably seen it yourself. You'll see it on your friends, and it might make other people engaged in it as well. So it's a great tool, and it's a great way of using the Facebook platform to raise the profile of something you've got going on. So this one's from Kim, and she's probably going to curse me for using her picture on there, but there she is, giving us a little nod and to give us some more advice about when to schedule posts. And as Kim has said, don't ever pick a post that is bang on the hour, and that is true, because if you do, then if you think about it, and Facebook actually in Meta Business Suite recommend times to post, and they'll always say 7 p.m. or 9 a.m. or 6 p.m. It never says 6:54. And that's something that we were taught by Meta when we had our cohort training. So that's something that we do, and it's something we recommend you do as our members. So when you're scheduling posts on the hour, try and do it a couple of minutes after or a couple of minutes before. So that's just a really nice tip there from Kim. And I don't think I've had any other questions come through, but I will say that I'm really happy to share. We have definitely confirmed the date for the third time. It is now the 2nd of November. That is the Love Evesham Awards night, and it's going to be Evesham United as it was last year, with a slightly different format in the room and more details to be announced. So there's some top tips, and we hope you found that useful from the Facebook group, how to post, and some little tips in there. Posting 3 times a week, mixing it up, maybe even going online and searching, creating a customer persona, and create a couple, and then see how that helps you when you're posting. If you haven't done it already, remember, if you haven't got TikTok, why not? And start sharing those videos, those TikTok videos, in the Facebook group as well. There's no problem with sharing in videos in Evesham Noticeboard's Facebook group. Remember, we are a public group, so anything that is seen, anything that is liked, shared, it's seen publicly. It's not a private group, so do use the group with videos and your posts as well. Remember, you're talking to the group. We're not nationals, and to use your hashtags as well, and to think about the times and the days that you're posting. Maybe think about your customers. Are they going to be early risers? Are they on their phone at 6 a.m. or are they sporty people? Maybe that changes things. Are they parents that might be relaxing at 8 p.m. in the evening and scrolling? So it is really important to think about those things. Now, something that we 2 other things that we didn't cover, and we will cover on other webinars in more detail, but there are 2 other things that we mentioned for your Evesham Noticeboard membership, is that you can add community articles and you can add your events to Evesham Noticeboard, and these events do get seen. So it is well worth adding your events in the dashboard. There is a tab, and you can see that in there to add those. If you have any questions or any problems at any time with your Evesham Noticeboard membership, you can contact us. You can email myself, and if you need to change your membership or do anything with it, you can do that within the dashboard as well. But we're really grateful for anyone who listens, and we hope that we can do more of these, and that maybe I'll become more professional at doing webinars, because like I said, this is my first one and we've not had many viewers, but we are happy that this is going to be watched back, hopefully. And even if you just get a couple of bits of information out there that helps you post in Facebook groups, especially Evesham Noticeboard, then that will be great. And so just so you know, we've got the Love Evesham Awards on the 2nd of November. We have opened up our new offices now in the town centre. So if you wanted to come and see us and see what we're up to and maybe have a chat about your membership or, see how we can help with your marketing, then we are on Brickkiln Street, which is in the town centre. It's on the one-way road, and we've got a car park with a sign at the back, and then you can come up and see us. We've got if you would like to do that, just send me a PM or an email, and I'll send you a link to book in to come. And also we have our first social media workshop on the 2nd of September, which is a Monday. And the kids have gone back to school, and it's my birthday, so you've got to come. That is a training session, which we will be covering some top tips about Meta Business Suite, how to use it efficiently, and scheduling the posts, and how to create good content. And there's lots of information on our website, which I'll be sharing a link to as well. But it's a full day, and like I said, it's a workshop, and there is a discount for Evesham Noticeboard members if you wanted to attend. It is a limited place, and I think we've already sold a couple of places, so there's only a couple left. So yes, so if you'd like to join, then let me know. So I think that's it. I think we need to wrap up this first Evesham Noticeboard webinar, which has been an experience, and if you haven't done one, then I'd recommend it. Okay, thank you everyone. Bye.